up guys, Freddy Gamer 2000 here, or FG 2000 for short, and today we're going to be doing something that's a little different on this channel, but something that is very much familiar. And today we are going to be customizing the CT Toys Amazing Spider-Man Mafex figure. Now, this figure was only 20 bucks. If this was the actual Mafex, I would not be doing this custom at all because I would fuck it up somehow. For a $20 figure, this guy is really good. Now, yeah, it is a little tight on some areas, and he is wildly out of scale with almost every figure, but that's kind of going to work to our advantage today, because what we are doing is we are going to customize him to be more of a late 90s, more lankier, you know, Spider-Man, kind of like Mark Bagley's art, which if you don't know what that looks like, it's right here. The reason why I kind of wanted to do this custom was mostly because, you know, I like the Mafex, but they quite never released a version where I 100% liked it. Like the first version, which is right here, it looks good, but the metallic blue just isn't for me. Then they did a comic styling, which is, you know, it's close, but again, the comic styling kind of makes it stick out, almost like it was cel shaded. And then you have this one, which is the one we're customizing today, where yes, it's perfect. The red is a good red, but the blue, you know, it's a little too light for my liking, which it isn't bad. It definitely matches more later Spider-Man art and more earlier Spider-Man art, but you know, that's not what I really want. So what we're going to be using is this model color, and you see we have a dark Persian blue because I want this blue to be dark, almost, you know, almost like this. This is the No Way Home Spider-Man. I kind of want it to be like this, but like slightly darker. And you know, I have some blacks and reds in case I need to patch up anything, but I also have something else I'm going to be doing to this figure. We are going to be giving it a custom head. So yeah, let's just get into the figure. What's up guys, voiceover FG here, and as you can clearly see in the video, I am putting the figure in hot water. This is so the plastic is a little bit more flexible and it warms up a little bit more, which will help me take apart everything because I need to prep everything, and that'll allow me to paint it a little bit better. So yeah. Okay, that might actually be a problem. Why isn't the legs coming apart? And I really don't want to break this. Okay, good. You just gotta give it a lot of force. And don't be afraid to be a little rough. That's what she said. Oh my god, I'm pushing 18. But yeah. Okay, now. Alright, so hopefully the joints will come out, and if you're doing this without a parent, just know that the wire is hot. So here is my genuine reaction to pulling out the pieces. Okay, well, it wasn't that bad. I was kind of... Alright, so hopefully... Yeah, okay, it's pretty rubber. Ah, yeah. There we go. So that is exactly what we wanted. We wanted these joints to come out, and we will just sand them. You see that? I think that might be a tear. Let's hope this arm goes a little better. Okay, so this arm came off like nothing. Oh my gosh, you guys see that? Is the paint coming off? I know this is like cheap paint, but damn. Well, hopefully there's no lead in this thing, because if not, then ooh, that's no good. Now we just gotta. Now I just gotta somehow get the other arm out, and I am terrified because I might have broken it, but let's. Alright, we're gonna have to put it in the water, so we'll come back to this. Wall chat. I'm not sure how good this will show up, but it looks like the peg is very much being stressed out, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to get it out. If not, then like it's completely fine. Just means this arm probably will be a little bit more susceptible to paint chipping, which is a bummer, but other than that, it's no big deal. So you may have noticed what is up with this, lower abdomen part. Now you see, I did sand it right here, but that's for a good reason, because it is going to attach right here, and the diaphragm, it's gonna rub up against the paint. So if we sand it, hopefully the blue, even after it chips, it stays on the plastic, which is the goal. If not, then oh well, it's a $20 bootleg. It really doesn't matter. So yeah, let me just get everything cleaned up and sanded down. I'm not going to show you that process because it'll be an annoying one. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next step. Alright, I kind of thought I would have had to sand a lot more than I did, but I sanded good enough. I mean, it's not like I really play with these things that much, so I probably won't have to worry about paint chipping. So let's get on to our first coat of paint. I'm going to be using, just normal paint brushes. Sorry for hitting the camera. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this stuff is for, like an airbrush. And I definitely do not have one of those. So we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way with paintbrushes. Voiceover FG here again, and what's this, face reveal? Yeah. Anyways, here's me kind of painting the figure, adding my first coats. It's really not that difficult, just as long as you're patient. Unfortunately, later on, you're going to see that I am not the most patient person in the world. So yeah, see you in a bit. So here's what we have so far. Now, the paint, it's alright. It's a little sloppy. You can see it mostly on the back, but I can always go back and finish this. If I was a professional, I would use gloves, but I am not a professional, and it's not like I'm selling this anyways. You can clearly tell that this part of the figure is a lot more gross looking than this side, because this side looks a little bit more smoother. This side has like a lot more layers of paint on it. It's because I could get my fingerprints on it, which again, if I was a professional, I would be wearing gloves. But I mean, like, you could barely notice it. Like here, it's a little bit more obvious. You can see it's a fingerprint. Here, not really. I do gotta wait for the paint to dry a little more because it is still like a little sticky on this side. So yeah, I'll update you when I have more done. How obvious is it that it's the next day? Here is progress on the lower abdomen. Now, as you can see, I took a little bit more time with this one, so it doesn't look as bad. And luckily the sanding did pay off, because when you do move the abdomen back a little, there's very minimal paint chipping. You can see it's right there, Like, let me zoom in a little. Like, you can see the old lighter blue kind of slipping in a little. And, you know, what can you do? As long as, like, the crunch forward and back, you know, doesn't rub the paint too much, I'm fine with that. I mean, he is going to be in, like, one pose on my shelf anyways, so it doesn't really matter. So let's just get back to finishing up the paint, and I'll update you when I have a little bit more done.
I always thought I might be bad. Now I'm sure that it's true.
So after many hours of painting later, we are, I want to say, about 75% through the way. Now, the paint is drying on some places, but as you can see, I am kind of taking a little bit more time with my coats of paint. You can see there isn't as much like paint splotches. I'm not sure how good it'll show up on my camera, but you can see it is a lot more smoother than it is up here. But then again, I also wasn't like messing with it as much. The joints do look a tad bit messy, but that's because they're still being painted. But yeah, hopefully the arms aren't too hard to do. The legs was the part that was going to take the most time, simply because they're legs and they are long. But other than that, we are close to finishing this custom. Now, let me get back to painting.
Can't get much worse than this.
Hello, neighbor.
And after several hours of painting, here we have the final blue product. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, so let's just zoom in a little. There we go. Now, it's not perfect. You can definitely see there are little bits of light blue still popping through. It's especially obvious through the joints. Now, when you turn the bicep right here, you can see some of the paint beginning to come off. And like, what are you gonna do? I mean, that paint chipping is inevitable when you're, you know, posing something like this. A top coat would help, but honestly, it doesn't really matter because I'm not selling this. This is my own custom for my own collection, which I probably will showcase at the end. And as of right now, as I'm filming this, this is basically the finished product because the custom head has not come in the mail yet. So I will begin filming again once the custom head comes in. So I'll cut to that right now. Alright guys, well, we got the custom head here. I'm hoping it fits the custom Mafex, because if not, then that'll suck. That means I actually have to get a Mafex. So let's come back to this. Here's the head. It's in bubble wrap. Yeah, you're kidding me. So it's one of these custom heads where it's hollow on the inside, which sucks, I guess. But hey, it's actually not that bad of a size. So yes, obviously it's gonna sink in, but if we have it like this, where we can infer, see, yeah, now that looks cool. It's gonna look cool when it's painted. So I think I have an idea here. My dumbass just accidentally dropped like an accessory. Basically, we're gonna take this head, since I don't really like it that much. We're just gonna take the peg from inside here and, whoops, wrong head, and just put it in here. And yeah, I don't really like this head that much. I think the little like space between the eyes, I think it's a little too small, which makes me sound like a hypocrite considering it's the same on this one. But I don't know, I don't exactly like the way the eyes look. I much prefer this default head, which looks good because of the wide open eyes. And yeah, hopefully that works. Voiceover FG here again, and since I kind of want to keep this video pretty short, I'm just going to skip over the filming of me painting and get straight to the showcase. have the finished custom figure. Now, as you can obviously see, it's not perfect. I actually finished the paint job a few days ago, which is why you kind of see some little bits of paint chipping here and there, but I could always fix that. And other than that, the paint stays on surprisingly well. The pieces I sanded did definitely help. Now you may notice that the head is kind of darker than the rest of the body, and that's my fault actually. I kind of gave it a black wash first to see if the webs would go into, you know, the web areas, and you know, obviously that didn't work the first time, so I had to paint over it again and just use a Gundam marker to paint in the web lines. For the eyes, that's a complete cop-out. You see, I thought I had white paint, but I didn't, so I'm like, oh, I'll just use a Sharpie, and it actually turns out pretty well. It looks nice and lighting, especially like right here. And yeah, it's for a first custom, I think I did a pretty good job. The head holds up very well, and it could still come off in case you ever wanted to, you know, put back the original head. One last thing I want to do before I end this video is do some size comparisons. So here he is next to the SH Figuarts legendary Super Saiyan Son Goku. As you can see, Spider-Man is taller. Now, if we put him up against the CT Toys Mafex Wolverine, you will see that Spider-Man is still taller, which is a good thing because Wolverine is supposed to be shorter than Spider-Man. And here's an oddball choice, the SH Figuarts Green Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, who I'd say is a good size. Either this Spider-Man's too tall or SH Figuarts are, you know, smaller scaled. But let's remove all of these and compare him to the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Final Swing suit. And they're surprisingly the same size. Now, I used to use this one in my display, but now I could confidently replace it with this guy right here. So yeah, that was it. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if you want to see more, because I definitely have some more planned. And I will not say what they are, but I will definitely tease them in community posts. So yeah, it feels good to be back on YouTube, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.